This is a 2004 Honda Odyssey EX. Okay, my project for the day. I'm going to replace the automatic transmission filter. It looked like this, okay? On one end, it looked like it's a screw-in type with a gasket. On the other end, it's got a 24 millimeter nut on here, okay, that you can fit the wrench to loosen it. And on this side here, when you buy this filter on this side here, you need to buy this O-ring, okay? This O-ring that comes separately. And there is the part number for that, okay? And this filter here, there's a brand name. It's an aftermarket part, and there's a part number for it, okay? So for the torque specification, I got it out from this 1999 to 2004 Odyssey manual. This filter right there, the torque pound is 16 torque pound. Okay, so basically it's a screw-in filter, but the other side where the flange hold onto that O-ring, okay, there's 2 bolts, and that 2 bolt is 7.2 foot-pound. Okay, I'm gonna tell you ahead of time that you're not gonna be able to torque these, so be prepared to know what 7.2 foot-pound and 16 torque pound feel like, because you're not going to be able to put your torque wrench in here and torque it down. Okay, so after I show you how to replace that main filter, I'm moving right along and show you how I clean this this tube on these AT clutch pressure control solenoid valve A and B. Okay, there's a part number to the O-ring, and there is the one for the gasket. Okay, this is the OEM. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is remove this intake, okay, the air cleaner, everything out of here, and the transmission filter and the solenoid is underneath that area. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take these 4 bolts from this one off using a 10 millimeter. I'm using a 10 millimeter 1/4 inch. Okay, once you have the 4 bolt loosened, just get it out of there, just lift it out. Alright, set that aside. The next thing I'm going to do, take a flat screwdriver and loosen, just turn these, okay, and just put your hand underneath there and just lift it up like so. It should pop out, okay? Got this right here, just a guide or a snap-in pin on the other side. Okay, get this out of the way. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to lose that hose clamp with the 10 millimeter. Okay, I'm just going to loose it up. Okay, like so. Okay, for this one, it's a little tricky. Okay, with a plier, you just press down on that clamp with your other hand. Okay, pull this pipe straight out toward the front of the car, and this thing should come out. Okay, there you go. Okay, you need 2 hands on this one, just pull them straight out. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect the vacuum hose. So if you look, this vacuum line right here, where it's run around this intake area here, okay, you just disconnect it right there, and then one more is right underneath where this vacuum line you just disconnected, right underneath there around the intake area. Okay, just pull that one off like so. Okay, then what you do with this I think it's cruise control cable here. Okay, yes, there's a snap right here, you just push on it and pull up. Okay, and then take this cable and put it around that area right there, because you'll be lifting it out. Underneath here, there's a battery cable. Just get that out of the way. Alright, so next thing I'm going to do is loosen this 4 bolt to take out the air cleaner. Switch my socket to 8 millimeter. Okay, I'm losing these 4 bolts out. Okay, 1, 2, 1 on the corner here and 1 on this corner. Okay, keep in mind that these 4 bolts is not going to come out, so loosen it out. Okay, It's got two up here and one right here and one right there. Okay, just loosen it out like so, and then what you want to do with your hand there, lift it up and then wiggle this out. So everything disconnected should come out like so. Okay. Then next thing you want to do is take this air cleaner out of the way. That way it won't get dirty while you work at it. So my next step is remove the battery, okay? Because with a 10mm deep socket, I'm going to take the bracket off. Okay, so what I'm losing is one side, and then down underneath there, you can see the hook. Basically, what you want to do is unhook it, slide the hook out like so, and then lift this thing up. Then on the other side, what you want to do is also so looking down, I don't know if it showed clearly on the camera there, but just slide the hook out, and you took this what do you call it, battery theft device out of the way, and with the same 10mm, losing the negative and losing the positive. Okay, losing that. And now what you want to do, you want to lift this battery. I lift the battery and of course the tray too. Okay, and don't forget you need to unhook this side, the positive terminal on the side of the tray there. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to lift this whole thing out. Okay, so after I take out the battery, okay, you can see the filter is located right there. Okay, so this is what I do to get down there. Okay, first of all, you got this connector right here that need to be removed. So with your index finger, push on this tab, push it out to the right of the car. Okay, it's pop up like that. Now with two hands, wiggle it, and this thing gonna swing that way. Okay, and if you wiggle it, you see how this thing starts swinging it, open it up. Okay, and you just wiggle it out of there like so. And then what I do is I place it back here so it's out of the way. All right, after you got that connector, there is, you clearly see that filter. Okay, but before I get to that, let's disconnect this connector right here. So there is a tab on the underneath side of this. What you want to do is put your finger on it, push it down and toward inside the car. Okay, there's a tab. Push it down and toward the car. Get that out. Then there's another one. It's a green connector right here. This one here, you pull it up toward the sky and then push it toward the inside of the car. Okay, and then another one right here. What you want to do with this is you want to pull it toward the front of the car and lift it up. Okay, now you got these connector to get that out of the way. And then another one you want to get out of the way is this one right here. Pull it up on the tab, pull the tab up, and then you pull the connector toward the front of the car. Okay, that will get it out of the way. And then what you want to do is you might want to take this one here too. What I do is I take a screwdriver and I push it on this side. I push it down on the tab. Okay, this tab right here, I push it down. Then I have to use my other hand, hold it onto that wire and wiggle out that way. Okay, so there's a tab. It's just one of those zip tie thing. Okay, so there you got a transmission filter right on here. There's a nut, the 24mm nut. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to take these two bolts out. Okay, and it's really easy because you can do it with a 10mm wrench. Okay, so the bottom one here, you can put a ratchet wrench, fit perfectly, and you just loosen it by pushing it downward. Okay, or you can use this box end wrench. Okay, to get it down here, you're not gonna have problem. In the video I use a ratchet wrench. Okay, In the video, I couldn't find my 10 millimeters, so I used the line wrench. Break this loose, and then loosen it with my finger, and then tighten back up. Okay, but later on, when I find my 10 millimeter, as you can see, it fit. Look how it's fit. It fit perfectly on there. Okay, so you can use 10 millimeter to get these two bolts out. Okay. Okay, so there it is. Okay, there's a filter and the two bolt that I was just losing it out. So the next step is try to pry this out, because see how thing pry out like so, because see that O-ring right in the center there. Okay, that's the one that hold this whole thing in, the filter in. So after I pry it out, it come out just like that. Alright, so the next step I'm going to do is find the right wrench on that and loosen that filter out. Okay, so I'm using a 24 millimeter wrench. Okay, 24 millimeter wrench. I got this at Home Depot, I think for about $6 or $8. And so basically the filter is loosened, and I can actually use my hand and loosen it out. Okay, so after you screw that thing out, there it is, right there. Okay, there is the filter. What I'm going to do now is clean the inside the area, where that O-ring is at, where the gasket is at, right here. Clean it and install in the new filter. Okay, so the area right there, that's where it screw in, the filter screw in. So I'm going to take a machinist scribe and take out this old O-ring here, because I'm going to replace it with a new one. Like that. Oops, fell down somewhere. Okay, so after I take the old O-ring out and installing a new O-ring, okay, make sure you use two hands, because make sure that the O-ring slide in, okay, with the new one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little transmission fluid, just a little bit, put it on the put it on the new O-ring so it's easy to slide in. And on, there's an old filter and a new filter. The same thing, I'm gonna put a little bit on the O-ring or gasket here before I put that in. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slide the new one back in. Okay, there it is. Okay, use two hands. One to lift that, the area with the inlet O-ring. Okay, lift it back. The other hand, line this and screw it in. Okay. Once I get it in and I can't move it anymore by hand, what I'm gonna do is put on my 24 millimeter wrench there. There it is. All right, I'm using a screwdriver to push that O-ring out of the way, the one with the O-ring out of the way. And with the 24 millimeter, I'm gonna tighten it into its nut. Okay. All right. So next step is, because that O-ring is already lubricated. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna press it in. There you go. I don't know if you can see it, but press it in, okay, by hand. Look like it's in place. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the bottom bolt in first, because that's the one, that way it holds this bracket in place. Okay, so there it is. Okay, for the top one, I was able to use my left hand and screw it on. Try to screw it on as much as you can. So there it is, okay? I got the up one tight in with the line wrench, and then the bottom one I'm using ratchet wrench. Alright, so that's it for this filter. When you're done, install that filter in, tie down those two bolts, okay? And what you want to do is put this connector back. You slide this in, it should fit, it should snap in there. Alright, and then what you want to do is close down this handle here until it snaps. Alright, okay, so after you put that back, you pretty much done for the filter there. Now you move down to a ship solenoid, okay? The solenoid down here, okay? So hope I shine enough light for you to see. Okay, so in order to do that, you got to rearrange the wire, okay? So first thing you're gonna take out is this one up here, okay? So basically, take a needle nose clip on this side and push it toward the front of the car. Got that out of the way, okay? Rearrange it so it be out of the way. And then this one here, there's a one down here. Okay, just using needle nose, put pressure on or clip the one on one end and push it to it loosen out. Okay, like so. Okay, after you got that loosened, remember this is the one where it's go onto one of the bolts that you need to take out. And of course you want to at this time remove the dipstick so it's out of the way, okay? Alright, and then you got this one right here, look like you need to remove that also. So with your thumb you can press it down and then push it toward the inside of the car, come out like that. So basically what you want to do is rearrange it so you can get access down to this cylinder right here, okay? And what I do, alright, what I do now is I disconnect it. So this you push down, wiggle it, then you pull them out. That's the red one. Then the black one, you do the same thing. Push it down, wiggle it, push the tap down, wiggle it. All right, so got out. Okay, now you can push the tuck the wire away so you can see it clearly. Okay, put the dipstick back before you spray this solenoid down with the brake cleaner. I'm gonna take brake cleaner. I'm gonna clean the area up. That way, when I loosen this bolt, thing not gonna get into the transmission. So let me grab a can of brake cleaner and clean it off. Okay, so what I'm using is brake cleaner. I'm gonna spray down the top side. Hopefully I get all the dirt and stuff like that out of the way. Alright, next thing I'm gonna do is look like 10mm socket. I'm gonna take out the 6 bolt there. What I'm using is a 10mm 1/4 inch. I have a 1/4 inch breaker bar, and I was able to broke all this out, all 6 bolt out really easily. Now I'm gonna use a ratchet and take all 6 bolt out of there. After I removed all 6 bolt, I'm gonna take the dipstick out. Okay, this one a little tougher. I have to take the oil dipstick out. Take a pry bar and put it right there, and just pry it, and it's look like it's coming out. Okay, so see if I can lift this thing out of there. And there it is, okay? You can lift this thing out. There it is, okay? And there's a solenoid in. I'm going to put the solenoid in my oil pan so I can wash it off. And there, the one on the transmission end, it looked like the gasket is on here. Okay, there it is. Okay, I use a rag, a razor blade to take out all the big chunk of the gasket. And I don't know if you can see my gasket, it's all teared apart. Okay, using brake cleaner, I cleaned this tube out. This tube doesn't have any screen, and it's set on right there. Okay, now when you take it out, if you pay attention to the bottom of it, I don't know if it's showing on the camera there, but if you look closely, you're going to see like a scratch mark that indicate that there's go on the bottom. Okay, and then on top is really nothing there. So when you take it out, pay attention to it. That way you put back the same way. Okay, so when you put them back into that hole, make sure it's slide all the way down. Now, what I'm doing, I pull out each one of them and clean them. Okay, remember the screen is on the bottom side. Okay, so I'm gonna take it out and you know, like if you're looking at, you have a shape like the you know, the end of the bullet hole. You know, you have this little shape right there. Okay, and then inside there's a screen. I don't know if it shows clearly that. There you go. Okay, so the screen facing inside toward your transmission, where the other end is facing the solenoid. Okay, so I'm going to take this out, and I'm going to take brake cleaner, and I clean both ends. I'm blow it in to these tubes to clean out the screen. Okay, so this is a solenoid end. As you see, it have 3 O-ring, and of course the gasket need to be clean. Okay, so I'm gonna clean this. I'm using a razor blade to scrape it off. But when you use razor blade, careful not to put any more scratches on here. Okay, just enough to clean out this, and then remove the O-ring and replace with the new O-ring. So just make sure all that gasket material is out of there. Okay, like so. Okay, so after you solidify cleaning all the gasket off, okay, next thing you want to do is take out the O-ring with the scribe. Okay, take it out, and now go through with the Q-tip and clean all the O-ring surface area. Okay, once you clean it up, let it dry a little bit. So there's a gasket. Try out a gasket. Look, fit on perfectly there. And then the O-ring. This is an old O-ring. This is 3 new O-ring. Okay. So what I want to do, put the new O-ring on here, like so. Okay, so it's kind of like snap in pretty much like that. All right, and what I'm going to do with this is back on top of the car here, take this out. Okay, and once again check to make sure everything is still clean, and put in the gasket. So fit on the 3 pipe there. And there it is. Okay, the gasket fit perfect. Alright, so now with the clean solenoid, make sure you put the O-ring in. You should feel it snap in, so it hold in place. Flip it around, make sure that the O-ring is not coming off. Okay, so basically I'm going to need 2 hands for this, but I'm going to slide this down, and I want to put this right on top there. Okay, so there it is. Okay, what you want to do is use 2 hands. All right, guide everything in. Make sure that everything on the top bolt is pretty much guide in, and you have to press it in. And it should snap in. Remember that O-ring have to go inside that pipe, right? So it snap in. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna you know, put all these bolts in. Okay, so right now I'm just gonna drop the bolt in one by one. Okay, so after you drop all all 5 bolts in, it's really easy. You can start hand tighten them down, except for the last one, the corner one right here, where it have a bracket. Okay, I don't know if you can see it right there. Okay, have a bracket, so you're gonna need 2 hands, one to hold the bracket, the other one drop the bolt in, and start tight it down, finger tight it down. Okay, so once you got all the bolt started, finger tight. I'm using that 10mm. Of course, you still see my breaker bar still on there, and finish up tighten this in. Now the torque on these is 8.7 pounds. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get the torque wrench out and I'm gonna tighten it down. So basically for the torque wrench, you just do 1, 2, and then you go 3 on this side, 4, 5, 6, crisscross sequence. Okay, so after you torque the solenoid valve, what you need to do is reconnect the wire. Okay, start out with the red one first, and then the black one. They only go in one way. Make sure you hear it snap. Alright, and then next thing you want to do is reconnect this wire right here back to, just put it where this alright, reconnect this, push it down, find the rectangular box, put it down, and then this one right here where the bracket of that solenoid bolt. Okay, what you want to do is connect that back. Alright, and then for up here, okay, you can reconnect this one, reconnect it back. Alright, and then this one here, you got this green one. Now let's do this one first. This one here is the one on top. Okay, push it in, and then you got the green one where the battery tray is at. Okay, and then the top one up here, put it back. And of course, lastly, the dipstick. Okay, put the dipstick back. Alright, and of course I forgot this one here is kind. Okay, as soon as you're done connecting all the connectors back, please put back your transmission dipstick. Okay, and please join me on part 2 of this video, where I show you how to change the gasket on the clutch pressure control solenoid valve C, and also change the transmission fluid. Okay, again, thank you for watching, and see you on part 2.